Hey y'all, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Let me just start out by saying I wanted to start this video with like a confetti balloon or guns, confetti gun, because I have 500 subscribers. I have 500 subscribers. Woo! All right, super excited. Thank you so much. I don't know why, but I love that you're watching my videos. This is so exciting. This is so exciting. Okay. I am a part of the YouTube crochet community, and it is an absolute blast. And every reason why it's such a blast is because of you. You guys are what make doing this so fun. Comments and likes and advice. Gosh, you guys are giving me the best advice. And actually, I'm going to talk about some of you guys' advice today, I think. So I made a list again because every time I finish a video, I think, oh, I want to say da da da. I want to do da da. So I made a list again. So if you see me looking down a lot, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my list. So let's see. Before we get started, anything? No. I think the very first thing we're going to do is go over every single thing that I made this week. And I don't know if it's a lot. Maybe it's a lot. I don't know. I'm trying to get a little bit more into market prepping. Guys, I have so many markets coming up. I don't know. I spent the summer with the kids and like making things that were fun and I wanted to make, and I didn't really market prep. So I really need to market prep. I have a show next Saturday, then the following Saturday. Then I get a week off. Then I have a show the following Sunday, and then the following Saturday. So September's going to be busy. Okay, so I have got to market prep. So you'll be seeing a lot of that in the coming future. So for today, I feel like I'm like super close. Super close. Back up a little bit. So for today, I'm going to go over everything that I've made this week. And then I've got some questions for you guys and some thoughts, because I'm thinking about changing up my tags and things like that. But first, let's go over everything I made. Okay, so I made, this is my original banana duck. If you haven't watched the video where I introduced the banana duck, you need to go watch it because the banana duck is fabulous. Okay, look at this guy. I love it. I made another one. And clearly I used a different hook size because he is bigger. You know, I started a Excel spreadsheet where I put the pattern. You know what I need to do? I need to put where I got the pattern. Where I got the pattern. What yarn I use, what hook size I use. You know what I could do? I could add that to the spreadsheet that I put out for you guys. Would that be helpful for me to put what yarn I used and hook size I used and eyes? What eyes I used. Do you guys ever do that? Like you make one and then when you take a little while and you make the next one, you're like, what did I use? I started a spreadsheet and then I never kept up with it. But I update my spreadsheet, my Google Doc, my spreadsheet that I use for my videos. I update it every week. So I'm going to combine it. Work smarter, not harder. Am I right? Okay. So that's going to happen. And in the meantime, so I made the original and then I made the next one and I forgot that I used Premier Parfait Chunky. This one I used a 4.5 millimeter hook, and this one I used a 5 millimeter hook. And it does have a little bit of holes, but you know, you see some holes in there. I don't think it's really that bad. I think I might stick with the 5. What do y'all think? Okay, banana duck. These eyes I got off of Amazon, and these are 10 millimeter eyes. So, about this pattern. This is, I'm going to put this guy down. This is my newest one. This is a free pattern on Instagram. And like I said, all of my patterns will be linked in the description. he's completely no-sew. You surface crochet his beak. You surface crochet his little, I guess, wings. Surface crochet out his little feet. And then I added blush. Because, I mean, it's a banana duck. Obviously he needs blush. So I made 2, though I'm not really sure if they're going to sell, but I feel like just one is less likely to sell. So if you put 2 of them sitting together, more likely to sell. And he took me about 45 minutes. And so for 45 minutes of work, I just had a thought that maybe I should talk a little bit about how I price things. Okay. Side note. I usually try to price things at $20 an hour, and the $20 an hour is including supplies. Is including supplies, unless it's something that's really big and takes a lot. Like this guy takes hardly any supplies, so I'm just going to consider it included. So normally, if something takes 45 minutes, I would like to charge $15 for it. Now that's not some sort of accurate math. That makes me feel good about it math. I'm going to call it. It makes me feel good about making it math. So in that sense, he should be $15 because he took about 45 minutes. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to push it, and I'm going to try to sell him for 12 because he's unusual looking. And I think maybe because he's so quirky, he might sell for 12. But he's very small. I don't have anything to measure him by. So he's very small. And he probably should be more like $10. I'm going to try for 12. And I'll let you know if he sells. Okay. I made washing machine again. I made mini chickens. Okay. I don't know if I've shown you guys these. Probably have. So these little guys, they take, I think altogether, everything takes 9 minutes. We'll just say 10. They take 10 minutes. I made a bunch. I made 11. I used up all of this yarn that I had left. This yarn, okay, this is a free pattern on Instagram. The yarn is Premier Parfait Chunky Fruits. So this is the one that was to make a kiwi fruit. And I cut the whole ball of yarn apart. And so this was what would have been the center of the fruit to make these. I made them out of this last time, and they all sold. So it's all this guy's all no-sew. I do embroider the eyes just because it's simpler to me than having to put in those itty bitty eyes. So what was I going to say? So I sell these for $5, and I do have a sign that I put out at my table that says a keychain can be added to any item for $1. But these sold just like this in a little basket. Nobody asked for a keychain. $5. Okay. Free Instagram pattern. I recommend it. Even more. I also make these in white, and I've made it in green and pink. But the green and pink ones have not sold. The whites sell, but they don't sell until I'm out of these, is what I have found. Okay. I made 2 chicken nuggets. I made 2 chicken nuggets because I ran out of this yarn. I really thought I had more of this yarn, but I did not. I had enough for 2 chicken nuggets. This is a free pattern on Instagram, and I love this pattern because the maker actually made 3 different designs, and they look like the 3 different versions of a chicken nugget that you can get from McDonald's, which is hilarious. So love this pattern. This pattern takes me, I think, 12 minutes, eyes and embroidered mouth and everything. This is the last little bit that I had of loops and threads, Chanel Home Slim. This is the last I had, and I've heard that they're not making any more of that, so I need to find a replacement for this. I think that the Premier Chanel Brights is too big, and I'm worried that Premier Parfait Chunky is going to be too small. But I'm going to try the Premier Parfait Chunky, because I think I have made these out of jumbo yarn, and they don't really sell that well. So I think people like that they're the actual size of the chicken nuggets. So I want to keep them like this. So I'm going to try the Chunky. Anyway, so I made 2. I already had 5 left from my last market. So these are popular. I sell them in a little red basket. It looks like a little basket you get from a diner. And I sell them for $5. And they get lots of comments, and people usually pick one up and buy one because they're just $5. Okay. I made, let me show you these. Okay. I made loveys. These are mallard duck loveys. I embroidered the eyes. This is a paid pattern off of Etsy. It is not completely no-sew, but it's close. It is made with Chanel Brights. Let's see. So you make the wings and the feet, which I think are just so adorable. Look at these feet. Ahead of time. And then you crochet them in as you go. You start from the top and you work your way down, making him. And then you sew on the beak. So he also calls for a tail that you sew on the back. But I forgot the tail last time I made him. And still, nobody said anything. So I'm going to try to make him without the tail just to save time. He does take a minute. He takes a minute. I have made him for so long that I don't time it anymore. And I don't really know. I'd say probably an hour and a half to make these guys. And I sell them for $30. All right. Okay. I made Highland cows. This is my Highland cow pattern I use all the time. I've been using it for over a year. It always sells. And this is a paid pattern off of Etsy. I would like to say something about this though. So this guy is made with the last little bit of Chanel Home Slim that I had in terracotta. His bangs are wild. Okay. And this guy is made with the new yarn that I got, the Premier Plush. That is the identical color, as you can see. But I did a video where I reviewed the Premier Plush. And I think I might revise my opinion on Premier Plush, because I think I say it in the review that it's hit or miss with whether or not you're going to get like a rough yarn that kind of pulls on your hook, or a smooth one that's just like butter and it's wonderful and you love it. Because I got to actually compare it with these, because I made them like one after the other. This yarn, even though it felt smooth to my hand when I used it, it pulled so much more than the Chanel Home Slim, that I don't know if, because I'm super budget conscious when it comes to like everything to do with this hobby of mine. I don't know that I'm going to keep buying the Plush, because I don't like the idea that I may be getting some yarns in that are like really pulling on my hook and like hurting my wrist and all that, because I crochet all day. Hi, Sunday. I crochet all day, and I don't want to be using yarn that's making my hands hurt. And I felt like this made my hands hurt. So I may not be purchasing any more of the Parfait Plush, just because I don't want to take the chance that some of the yarn I get, I don't want to use, because I feel like it's a waste of my money. And I feel like I have to use it anyway because I don't want to waste my money. So, but I'll talk more about that. Okay, pay pattern. This is an almost no-sew pattern. So you make the arms ahead of time and the ears ahead of time, and then you crochet them in as you go up. You crochet the arms in, then you make the head, you crochet the ears in, and then it has a really cool technique for how you make these funny little bangs, which is my favorite part. And then you sew the muzzle on. And I embroider the eyes on these guys every time. I just always have, and I just think I've gotten so used to it now that I think it just looks better. And his little tail is crocheted in, like you chain out, so he's surface crocheted, I guess. But anyway, cat's getting in the yarn. So here he is. Now this one I ran out of this color. This is like some old Chanel Home Slim that I had and ran out, so I did his muzzle in pink. I think it's all right. He's cute. He's cute. These take me a good hour and a half. I sell them for $25. Should probably sell him for more because he's over, 25. I mean, but they sell well at 25, so I sell them for $25. Okay, I made some dumpster fires. These are not wildly popular, but they do sell. So I like to have some on hand, and I didn't have any left. And I have noticed that people like them to look like actual dumpsters. I've made them out of colorful colors before, and they sell last. And I've actually heard people say, I want it to look like a dumpster. So these are completely no-sew. You chain out for the arms. This is all one piece. No, it's not completely no-sew. What am I saying? No, it's not completely no-sew. Then you make this piece and you sew it on. What am I saying? So you sew this, the flames on. And the pattern, it's a paid pattern off of Etsy, and it actually does come with this cute little sign that he holds up that says, Emotional Support Dumpster Fire. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. And this entire piece is made with Sweet Snuggles Light that I had left and Chanel Home Slim that I had left. This little sign, so what I do is I actually hot glue him, the sign on here, and it works out. You actually see some of the glue right there. So you can't really tell, but he does have a little smiley face because he's fine, he's fine. And I sell these for $15. All right. Let's see. I made some more small turtles. So this is a YouTube tutorial that I wrote down the instructions because I make them so much. This is completely no-sew. This shell is the Premier Basics Chanel Brights, but in tie-dye. And this purple is a little bit of a Leaves Voluto that I had left. And the eyes are 20 millimeter eyes, I believe, that I got off of Amazon. And for the first time, I tacked the head to the shell. And I want to talk about that for a minute. I may be the only crocheter on earth who wasn't really sure how to tack something from one piece to another. What I had done in the past was I would take the yarn that I closed it up here, I would make it really long, and I would come through the head. I would come through right here, and then I would kind of like run it through the two, tighten it up, and then go back down and knot it down here. But on a couple of the turtles that I did that way, you could actually see the yarn kind of, because it would pull on the head. The head would kind of pull down and you could see it. And so I stopped tacking the heads up because of that. But then I was watching somebody's YouTube video. I don't think it was a tutorial. And she was showing herself making a turtle, and she showed her the tacking, and what she did was she took a separate piece of yarn in the color of the head and she ran it through the shell and the head, and then she like tied a knot. Like she tied it real tight and tied a knot, and then she just hid the ends. And I was like, that's so much easier, and you know it's going to stay because it's knotted right here. So I did that, and I love the look, and I'm going to do that from now on. I sell these guys. I have been selling them for $15, but I want to try for $18 because they take an hour. I'm going to try for $18. Because like I said, I'd like to pay myself $20 an hour, but I don't. Yes, I say I want to pay myself $20 an hour, but if something looks like I don't think I can get $20 out of it, I'll lower the price. But I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to try. Because I think this guy with his head tag is really cute. So I made 1, 2, and 3. Isn't he cute with his head tag? Okay. So I'm going to try for 18. We'll see. I got into my Halloween stuff again. So I made these little mini ghosts. And for some reason, this one looks mean. But hey, he's a ghost. They can't all be friendly. And I gave him blush. Because I mean, why not? And okay, one in black. Now, this one in black, my family did not know what it was and did not like it in black. But what do y'all think? I thought it was cute. This is Premier Parfait Chunky, and this is a free pattern on Instagram. This took 20 minutes. I think I'm going to try to sell them for $8. And oh, I have another one. I made another one. Here he is. I thought I made 4. I was like, oh, no. Okay. All right. And I made some bigger ghosts. Okay. Let's see. This was the first one. Okay, I made these last year. But last year I priced them at $12. And making them this year, I was like, this is a $15. It's a $15 item. Maybe even $18. Okay. This is the first one I made. I gave him sinker eyes. And I was like, because last year I was embroidering everything. I just started getting into using the sinker eyes at the beginning of this year. I wanted to try something new and different. I like sinker eyes. So, but I didn't like that. I don't like that. So then I made this one. See? Embroidered eyes. Isn't he cute? Gave him blush. So cute. But here's the best part. You ready? You ready for this? Oh, no. Come off. Get off. Get off. Look. Isn't that great? Now, I could sew the hat on, but last year the kids really liked that they could take the hat off. So I sold these for $12 last year, but I think it's crazy. So I'm going to sell it for $15. I'm going to sell it for $15. If it wasn't seasonal and I wasn't worried about having it past Halloween, I'd probably sell it for $18. So this is a free pattern that I got off of Pinterest, actually. And the eye embroidery is actually, usually I use like a acrylic yarn for that, but this is actually this cheap Just Chanel yarn that I got from Dollar Tree. So for him, I think it makes him look more like a cartoon ghost. So yeah, and it has blue eyes. And I made another one. Isn't it great? They're cute. So I made those. I only made 3 because I don't want to make too many and they not all sell before Halloween is over. But you know, maybe they'll sell quickly and I might make some more. I don't know. I have a lot of shows coming up, as you know. All right. Okay. And then last but certainly not least, guys, you guys gave me so many awesome ideas for this Chihuahua. Okay, so I'm going to a market that is a fundraiser for a Chihuahua rescue. And I really wanted to make a Chihuahua. And everybody who watched my last video knows I had an epic fail on my last video. And you know what? I think I can link that video. I think I've seen other YouTubers. I think it links like right here. If I figure out how to do it, I'm gonna link it. If I don't, if you see nothing right here right now, that means I didn't figure it out. Okay. So epic fail, but you guys gave me some great ideas. Multiple people suggested that I just buy the Wonder Crochets pattern for her dogs, which I had actually seen before. I guess I didn't want to commit to what is it, like a $7, $8 pattern. I guess I didn't want to commit to it when I wasn't sure how it would come out, but so many of you said that it came out great. You used Parfait Chunky and it came out great, that I decided to use it, even though she really doesn't have a specific Chihuahua look in her pattern. You can make like multiple, all different kinds of dogs. So I went with one that I thought was going to come out and look like a Chihuahua. I love it. Like, I love how it came out. But, I mean, you tell me if it looks like a Chihuahua. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. Okay, so let me tell you about this pattern. Obviously, it's a paid pattern off of Etsy. I used Premier Parfait Chunky and a 5mm hook. The eyes are, I believe, 20mm, just plain black eyes, which I don't normally like to use, but I tried using, I put sinker eyes in and I thought it looked really weird. So these are actually, no, they're 18mm because this was the last pair I had. I don't have any more of 18s. So I think he looks more like every dog. He's every dog. You know, he's not a breed. He's every dog. Let's see. So it is a low sew pattern. You actually crochet everything in except you sew the ears on and you sew the head to the body. But everything else, these front legs, back legs, tail, the muzzle, and the head are all one piece. And then these are all crocheted in. Really cool pattern. Really cool pattern. I would say that it is, I mean, I'm no expert on patterns, but I would say this one's a little bit more advanced than your typical pattern. A lot of changing how you're crocheting, half double crocheting together, things like that throughout. But I mean, she's got videos and everything in the pattern, so if you can crochet, you can give it a try. You know, give it a try. He took. I stopped keeping up with the time after, like, I knew I was hitting the 2-hour mark. I was like, So it kind of tells me when I get the 2-hour mark and I know that it's going to come out small, it kind of tells me I'm probably not going to get my money out of it, like my time, in that sense. But he's pretty cool, and I'm going to another market in September that is dog related. So between the two, there's a possibility I could sell him for closer to what he's worth. I'm gonna try for 45. He's not huge. He's not huge, but he was a lot of work. And I gave him kind of a cute look. I gave him eyebrows and I gave a white accents here. And I did do some face shaping. I forgot. She does show you how to do some face shaping. So I did kind of, you know, I think maybe he'll sell. Maybe he'll sell for 45. We can try, right? We can try. I don't know that I'll make another one unless he sells for 45. I don't know if I'll make another. It might be like a custom order type thing for this guy. But he was very cute, and I'm really grateful to all of you for the pattern ideas. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love being a part of this community. So keep it up, okay? I want to hear from you, and I love it. Okay, so that was the last of what I've made. So now let me see. Okay, so before I move on to something else I want to show you and talk to you about, I mentioned that I don't think I'm going to buy any Parfait plush. I hate to be a person that says they're going to and then change their mind. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. No expert here. I don't know what I'm doing. But when I was making that cow and it was hurting, I was like, I don't like that I have to take a chance when I'm paying $8, which is a lot to me for a skein of yarn. When I'm paying $8, I want to know that it's going to like slip through my hook like butter. Okay. And somebody, maybe more than one of you, I know somebody commented that they buy their Elise Velluto from Hobby Shoppy, which I know a lot of people who use it on YouTube. That's where they get it. I have never purchased it from there. I didn't know, how long it would take or this or that. But they said when they purchased it from there, it got to them within a week. Has that been your experience? Have you purchased Elise Velluto from Hobby Shoppy recently and received your order quickly? I ask because I think I might place an order. And another question, and I don't know what I'm talking about here because I am into yarn. I'm not into taxes and things like that. So, but do they tack on any kind of tariffs for that? Or what I pay when I buy it from Hobby Shoppy? Is that the price? There's no extra hidden fees. Can somebody comment and tell me if it's okay if I buy some yarn from Hobby Shoppy and not have to pay tariffs? I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about all that. So, I feel dumb for even asking y'all. Nobody say anything mean, okay? I don't know anything about tariffs. But I would like to try more Elise Velluto if I can get it in a reasonable amount of time. So I need to know, do you get it quick? Do you have to pay extra? So if you guys could tell me, So if you guys could tell me, that would be really helpful. I want to just go ahead and buy it anyway, because once you get this idea in your head that you're going to try it, you want to just go buy it. But I do have some yarn, as you can see, but not a lot. Okay, I need more yarn. Okay, that was all I had to say about that. So next, so I would like to change my tagging, my price tagging on my items. For the last year and a half, I have used price tags that are just clipped on with a safety pin, which works. It has worked just fine. And one of the reasons I really like doing it that way is because I change my prices basically after every show. I'll say, oh gosh, all of those sold out, so I'm going to go up on the price, or nobody even looked at that, I'm going to go down on the price, or And so I take off and put on price tags all the time. So I like them to be easily removable, which they are. But when you're selling and somebody buys something, especially something for a baby, you want to take the tag off because it has that pin in it. And that can be cumbersome, and it kind of makes the purchasing process clunky. So I might want to get away from that. And also, now that I am using safety eyes a lot more, I have a warning sign, but I want to put a warning on the actual plushie telling them that this item is not recommended for children 3 and under, because I don't love having to tell everybody that. And sometimes people will pick them up and they'll have babies, and I'll wonder, do they know? And so I'll say something, and sometimes people are offended by that. And so I want it to be a little bit more obvious to them. So I purchased off of Etsy a design for a tag that like a template that I purchased that I could edit. So I edited this template a lot, but I did get the actual design for this template off of Etsy. And then I went on to Canva and I edited it. And it's so tiny, I know you guys can't see it too good, but it's my, I'll say it, it's my logo, and it says handmade by me. Because don't you find that a lot of people ask you if you made it? Handmade by me. And then it's got a little spot for the price. And then it tells you, because when I make something with safety eyes, I don't think that it can be washed in the washing machine, because I use the kind that aren't painted. I use the kind that I just get off Amazon that has a little paper piece behind it. So I don't think it should be getting wet. So I say spot clean only, air dry, and then the warning. The warning says, and I reworded this from what I got off of Etsy, but this handmade item is made with plastic safety eyes or other small parts and may not be suitable for children under 3. Adult supervision is recommended. Okay, so this is just, obviously I just printed it off to see what it looked like. It took me a minute to make this. I made this, printed it. This is the size it's going to be, I think. I'm going to print it on cardstock, and I did it in black and white to try to help me save a little money, because I know I could probably get these made and ordered and do it that way. But as I continue to say, budget is top priority for me, because I want to make as much profit as possible. So I'm making these myself. I'm going to print them on cardstock, and then I'm going to cut them out. And I was thinking about getting one of those cutter things to like cut the corners so they won't be. That's another day, another topic. But I will hole punch these, and I'm going to attach these with yarn because I have so much yarn. I'm going to attach these with yarn, and then if I need to take it off to reprice it, I'm just going to reuse these with the price. I may even get one of those itty bitty stickers so I can sticker over the price. Again, who knows? But I will just reuse them that way, and I'm just going to cut the yarn and put it on there again. It will be a slower process than using a safety pin, but I think it will be better in the long run because I won't have to take it off when people are buying. Just leave it on there. Thoughts on that, guys? What do you think? Got a better idea? I am very open to another option. Oh, and I would like some recommendations on large bags. So again, budget being my main goal here, I have just used these large, like almost like grocery shopping bags for large items. I did upgrade to like a frosted bag with a handle for small items, but for the big stuff, or when they buy multiples, we use the big bag. But I would like to upgrade. So what do you recommend? If you found something that you love, could you tell me about it so I can find it too? That would be awesome. Yeah. Okay. So if you've made it through this entire 38-minute video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being my friend on YouTube. Thank you for commenting. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.